So Chris, you are the director and founder of Syrus Consultancy. What is the purpose of the organisation and what have you achieved to date from when you first started?
Okay, so Syrus Consultancy is about delivering creative youth services. So what I opted to do was to use the creative writing, spoken word, music and drama to engage with young people. So they will get an opportunity to create their own poems, which will be expressing certain things that they might be going through. So we'll look at experience, we'll look at addictions, we'll look at peer pressure, we'll look at gangs, we'll look at different subjects through creative writing.
So what did you go into prison for?
I went to prison on a drug case, so it was a conspiracy, so there was a handful of us that got arrested on drugs conspiracy.
How were you feeling at that point when the jury read out the guilty verdict and you were sentenced?
Okay, so the situation for me is I had gone not guilty at the time, and I stood up to hear the verdict, and when they did find me guilty, I was actually at that point kind of numb to the situation and kind of numb to the things that were happening in my life.
So I'm sitting in Kingston Crown Court, and the judge with the white wig and the red robe says to the juror, how do you find the defendant? And she says not guilty. And I smile to myself. I nudge my friend. Not wanting to put on a public show of affection, but I'm happy for him. And if he's not guilty, then I'm not guilty.
What was it like in prison and at what point did you tell yourself this is the moment to change?
What was it like in prison? In prison, it's about people. So you're in a cell up to 23 hours a day with one other person. You leave that cell and you meet up against a floor full of people, so a landing full of people. You go down the stairs and there's another landing full of people. So there's a lot of, when I say people, men, so there's a lot of just different characters that you're surrounding with. And for me, because I'm a kind of a analytical type of person, it was really for me just learning about people and seeing people for who they really were. So there's people that had a very strong persona and bravado, but you can only keep that up for so long, and then when you're alone in the cell and you're just yourself, I saw people as just who they were, and a lot of them were just young people, scared people that were just trying to find a way. So I learned a lot. I made a lot of decisions about the type of person I wanted to be and the type of character I wanted to be. And I kind of saw certain character traits as false and as unnecessary and as not productive in moving forward.
The government are in the process of starting a gangbuster scheme which looks to encourage regular intervention into the lives of vulnerable youngsters. Do you feel that the government provide the financial support for current youth organisations?
I think the government does support some organisations, and I think it's about who you know and what you know in terms of the funding game. There's many organisations that get funded that maybe aren't the best organisations at doing the role, and there's some organisations that are excellent and don't get a look in because they haven't maybe got the right structure, they haven't got the right knowledge on how to fill out these forms and how to access these funds. Throughout my business experience, I've done a lot of direct marketing. So people, through word of mouth or through me contacting them, will get my services directly. So I haven't been a funded organisation, I'm a limited company. But I am now learning, and I do now have a charity arm, and I am starting to develop knowledge in that field, and hope 2012 that funding will come in to expand the business.
Yeah, what I admire so much about you is your positive outlook in life. When you were in prison, you were able to reflect on what it was and what it could be. And right now, you're living that reflective moment of what it could be. You've won an award for Achieving Against All the Odds and Turnaround Peace Award, which has been, you know, a very good achievement for what you have done. So what advice would you give to other young people who feel a sense of hopelessness?
I think the advice I would give is to make a decision on who it is you want to be and what it is you want to achieve in life. What type of day-to-day life do you want to be living? So do you want to be someone who's on the road? Do you want to be someone who's in construction, fixing cars, playing music? Like, what is it that drives you? What is it that excites you? Where's your passion? And if you can find a passion, so my passion is working with people, my passion is performance. Once you find a passion, then you can put all of your energies into that and be patient with it. It may not happen straight away. It took me 5 years of being in prison and studying and working at it to be here today. It may take time, but in the long run it's worth it. I would say to have more of a bigger view than just today. Tomorrow's not promised, but live as if there will be a tomorrow. So start to plan for tomorrow, start to plant positive seeds, so that you can walk into a positive future. Educate yourself. Once you've got enough knowledge on something, the doors will open up. So if you've got a lot of knowledge on music, you can open up your own label. You can apply to work at big record labels. You can be an artist. Once you know enough information on anything, the doors open in so many different ways and you can do so many different things. But if you have no knowledge, if you have no experience, if you don't educate yourself in anything, then you're not owed anything. And today a lot of people are like, I'm not going to do that for £5 an hour, I'm not going to wear it. But you haven't earned anything more than that. Maybe you don't deserve anything more than what's there. Once you earn it, once you develop your skills, then you can have whatever you want. But you've got to put in the work and be patient with it first.